Most products don't fail because they're bad. They fail because no one has ever figured out how to sell them. After more than 30 years in the industry, launching over 2,000 products, and working with founders just like you, I can tell you this with certainty. There's a good chance you're dealing with this right now. You've got an idea, maybe a prototype, or maybe you've already spent real money, and you're trying to answer some pretty big questions. Who exactly is going to buy this? What should I charge? How do I actually bring this to market? And am I about to waste a lot more money getting it wrong? I've seen this over and over again. Good people, smart founders, strong ideas, and they still miss. Not because they didn't work hard, but because they were guessing at the most important part. The market doesn't reward effort, it rewards clarity. I've personally been on both sides of this. I've helped companies launch very successful products, and I've also seen what happens when the strategy isn't there. You can burn through thousands of dollars, sometimes tens of thousands, before realizing this isn't going to work. That's a painful place to be. So what we did at Rabbit was step back and ask a simple question. What actually needs to happen before you go all in on a product? And the answer wasn't more design. It wasn't more engineering. It was a strategy. That's why we built our go-to-market strategy service. This isn't theoretical. This is based on decades of real-world product launches. It's designed to remove the guesswork and replace it with clear, informed decisions. Here's what that really means. First, we identify your real customer. Not who you think it is, not who you hope it is, but who is most likely to pay for this, and why. Then we analyze the competitive landscape, because no matter how unique your idea feels, there is always another option. We figure out where you fit, where you win, and how to position your product so it stands out. Then we look at pricing. This is where a lot of founders get it wrong. Too high, you don't get traction. Too low, you destroy your margins. We determine what the market will support and where your product should sit. Next is your sales strategy. Direct to consumer, retail, online, or a combination. There's no one-size-fits-all answer, but there is a right answer for your product. And finally, we map out how you launch, because launching without a plan is one of the fastest ways to fail. When you go through this process the right way, something changes. Instead of guessing, you start making decisions with confidence. You understand who you're building for, why will they buy, how you'll reach them, and what it takes to scale. And that doesn't guarantee success. Nothing does. But it dramatically reduces your risk. And that's the game we're really playing. A lot of firms jump straight into design. Others jump straight into marketing. We don't do that. Because if the strategy isn't right, everything that follows is built on a weak foundation. If I were in your position right now, I wouldn't want more opinions. I wouldn't want more guesswork. I'd want clarity. I'd want to know, does this make sense before I keep going? That's what this is about. So the next step is simple. Schedule a strategy session with us. We'll take a look at your product, your goals, and where you are right now, and we'll walk you through how this applies to you. If it makes sense, we can talk about next steps. If it doesn't, at least you walk away with clarity. But I will tell you this, the longer you wait to get that clarity, the higher the risk you are of moving in the wrong direction. And that gets expensive. If you're serious about bringing your product to market, do it the right way. Start with the strategy, then build. Go ahead and schedule the session right now. Let's take a look at it together.